Welcome to episode number 46 of the Active Geek podcast entitled Get to Know the Geeks. So, October 3rd, which is today, the day I'm posting this, marks the 1 year, anniversary of our very first episode, which was the Part-Time Hero podcast. And now it's the Active Geek, which is explained in the podcast episode on why it changed. But in this episode, we switch it up a little bit. We talk about what we love to talk about most, and that's ourselves. We talk about our likes, our dislikes, our dream cars, vacations, favorite comic book superheroes, top 5 music artists, CDs, songs, everything. This takes our listeners into the world of Active Geek and gives you a chance to meet the guys behind the mic. And that's me, Jim, and my co-host, Chuck. And you get to learn a little more about us. We also give out our social security numbers, our bank numbers. So make sure you listen for some Easter eggs so you guys can steal our identity. So enjoy this episode. This is a really fun episode. We'll get back to our normal topics and everything geek next week when we do our Walking Dead episode. But this is episode number 46 of the Active Geek podcast entitled Get to Know the Geeks. All right, Chuck, buckle up. We're getting into the DeLorean, and we're going back to October 3rd, 2015. That was the first day that we published an episode of the Active Geek podcast. 1 year ago from the day that this episode is going up. At that point, it was called the Part-Time Hero podcast.
Yes, it was.
And
for
then,
one episode.
Then I realized there's copyrights to that. So let's fast forward, and we became the Active Geek podcast 46 episodes later, currently. We're at our 1 year extravaganza for the Active Geek podcast. Something that I didn't think was going to last 46 episodes. I thought maybe we'd do 2 episodes, maybe once every movie came out or something like that. But we should have had 52. A couple of them got ruined in the floods of 2015, like the Jessica Jones episode. They weren't the baby one. Jessica Jones was. But we did a video game podcast. And that was fucking terrible. That was the worst episode I think we ever recorded, and I deleted every shred of information that we ever did on that one. So that I think that they would have been 48 and 47, 48. And then I skipped a couple weeks here and there. So we're at 46, whatever. Not at even 52, but we got it. So different kind of format where we're not really going to talk about a specific genre of movies, television, comics, anything. It's the Get to Know the Geeks.
Yeah.
Going through the podcast, we get little slivers of stuff like. Loyal listeners know that you're married and you have a daughter, and they know that I have Chelsea
and a bunch of cats.
And I have some cats. They know that you work with machines. They know that I have clients and work with special, adults with special needs, stuff of that nature. But they really don't know. That's good stuff.
They don't know us.
But that's not valuable information. No. If we make it big, they want to know what our favorite food is. They don't give a fuck on how many cats I have. You know what I mean? So this is the Get to Know the Geeks, kind of like the 3 rounds of Geek, where we just ask questions. I'll ask questions about, what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that, and then we'll just riff off of it. And we'll see where this podcast goes. This might be 35 minutes. This might be 2 hours. Who the fuck knows? We're gonna let it roll. I got 30 questions, my friend, and we're just gonna fly them out. So let's get it started. October 3rd, we start this hobby, this podcast hobby. And we started with the Part-Time Hero podcast, 23 minutes, I believe.
Really?
23 minutes. And slowly we were evolving. I think the shortest one we had recently was 35 minutes. And that came when we did the Geek Appreciation Day, National Geek Day. Now we're banging out hour and 10 minutes.
Our longest one was...
We have a 2 hour and 6 minute podcast.
3 rounds of Geek?
Yeah, 2 hours and 6 minutes. We had another one that was extra long too. I think a Batman vs Superman one was pretty long. But out of all the episodes that we've recorded, what's your favorite? What has been your favorite of the podcast?
The 2 that comes to mind. I really love the Star Wars one.
Okay.
Just because.
Is that because you hosted it?
Well, I did host it.
Selfish son of a bitch.
Not only that, I thought that's my favorite piece of geek culture.
Now, which Star Wars one? Because we did 3, right? We did Star Wars.
Yeah.
We did Star Wars The Force Awakens. And then I think we did like a review of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Like, where do we go from here? We've done a heavy Star Wars podcast. One. So just the basic one, the one that you hosted.
Yep.
Okay.
I like that one because we covered all the bases. And then I really liked the pop culture potluck.
Yeah, that was good. That was
because it was kind of everything.
Yeah, that was something that like that's good when we have something we have structure, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully people understand our structure. When a movie comes out, we talk about it. When there's new TV shows or a really big event happens on a television show, kind of like we're going to spend time talking about who dies in The Walking Dead in October. Yeah. And I don't care what episode that falls on, but we're going to have to talk about it because that's a huge event. We talk about TVs, movies, and stuff like that. We've done some spotlights on different contributors. We did Walt Disney. We did Jim Henson. That's going to go up in that's Pixar. Been up. We did Pixar. We did stuff that we like. But then there's that time where there really aren't a lot of movies that influence our pop culture and that would hit our target demo. Mm-hmm. So I came up with pop culture potluck and just a jumble of questions. You know I like top fives. Yeah. You know I like pick'ems. And you know I like just bullshitting. I like to go on riffs. And it was good that we were able to do that. That was a great episode.
It was a good episode.
I think that was another long one. That was probably a 2 hour 40 minutes.
Guy I work with listens to it, and he said that was his favorite.
That one gets a lot of plays on our sites. Last time we recorded, I said we had reached 27 countries. We're at 30 now.
30.
The newest country, Iraq.
Oh wow!
So shout out to the soldiers in Iraq listening to us, or possibly ISIS listening to us. I don't know, either or. But then this is what confuses me about these media servers, right? They said they had 3 other countries that were unknown countries. Who the fuck is listening to us in unknown countries?
Like Botswana?
Like, no. Like, dude, they had other, like, the Syrian Republic is listening to us. The Russian Federation's listening to us. They were, like, small, like, Lisbon. I don't know, that's not a country. I think that's a city. But Turkey's, like, they're all there, right? 3 unknown countries. Confused the fuck out of me. So, I'm going to get on my best Sherlock Holmes and try and find out what those 3 countries are. But that's me. My favorite, I kind of picked 3. I really like 3 Rounds of Geek. Because...
That was a long one.
It was 2 hours and 6 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But it was kind of like, there was differing opinions. You know, I like this, you like that. You like this, I hate that. That was one
where we battled more.
Yeah, we had to, because, like, we're not the same person. We agree on a lot of things, but then there's some things
there's a lot of things we don't like. There's I mean, there's more things that we agree on than not agree on.
Yeah, but when we don't agree on it, we try and kill each other on it. I like that one. I really thought a more recent one. I really like the WWE one. That kind of came out of left field because it's not a comic book, but we made it geeky because we kind of geeked out on it. But my all-time favorite was the Harry Potter podcast. And I mean, come on, that's my niche.
That's your stuff.
Harry Potter is my shit. We're gonna do a Fantastic Beast coming up in a month, so I'll probably be on board with that, wearing my Hufflepuff shirt. But I mean, if you're thinking about it, it's probably gonna be a Puckwudgie shirt because that's the American witches and wizards house. I'm Puckwudgie, so it's perfect. I guess that's a creepy beast. All right, so. Let's go right into moving from the podcast aspect of it to more of a personal aspect of it. When you're a kid, you have heroes, and they could be, comic book characters. They could be police officers. They could be the crossing guard down the street. They could be the first Santa that you sat on his lap, and he didn't get a boner. They could be your heroes. Who were some of your childhood heroes?
I picked more realistic rather than fictional.
So it wasn't the Santa with the boner.
No, it was not Santa with the boner.
Well, this is going to get awkward when I talk.
Because I picked my grandpa.
Yep.
We were best friends. He passed away when I was 17. So I always looked up to him. Mm-hmm. Him. And then I picked a couple sports stars because I was big into sports.
So it was Billie Jean King and Muhammad Ali.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my God, Shaq.
I used to love Shaq.
Okay.
Played Shaq Fu. Everything was Shaq. I had Shaq sneakers. Played Shaq Fu. I had magic shirts. When I...
Like, did they disappear?
They did disappear.
Awesome magic shirts.
When I went bowling...
Did you put your name as Shaq in the bowling name?
No, our bowling team... Because I was wearing a Shaq shirt that day. And our team name became Magic.
Nice, okay.
And it stuck for about 8 years.
Nice.
So, I always liked Shaq. Okay. And Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh. Newly minted Hall of Fame member.
Both of them.
Yeah, Shaq was just inducted. Jeez, when we're recording this, is a week from now. Yeah.
But, they were the three. And, of course, I always looked up to, Batman, Spider-Man, and stuff like that.
I didn't think you were going to pick Shaq one bit after seeing your basketball game. That one time we played basketball. I didn't think Shaq was going to be a hero.
That has nothing to do with... You look up to someone. You might not be good at what you do.
That's true. It is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wrote down a few. I wanted to make sure I had some structure. So, the one that was mainly consistent was my grandpa as well. Got me into baseball, got me into the Phillies. He's the only person in my family who had Prism, so I was able to watch baseball at his house.
That was kind of how I remember, doing homework and get your homework done, and then he lived across the street.
Okay, yeah, my grandpa lived in Medford, so it was a little.
I would walk across the street and watch, and
that's a luxury, walking across the street and watching. I had to wait. My dad took me to Medford.
We would sit there and eat kibasi and cheese and crackers while he drank his O'Doul's.
We would eat licorice, and I would drink A&W root beer. Do you like black licorice?
Nah, I hate
Dude, I love it. They're my favorite jelly beans.
Yeah.
And I used to get licorice gummy bears.
We throw them all away, so...
Yeah, man, put that shit in a bag. I'm eating them all. Also wrote down Alf. Just because...
He was a hero?
Yeah, man. He was awesome. It was something I grew up with. But then I wrote 2 sports stars as well. One who was a player and one who wasn't a player. I really liked Mike Schmidt. And then I found out he was a dick to my dad, so fuck him. Mike would love to have you on the podcast. We could talk, who can we talk about? Mike Schmidt, what do you think? Tanning? We could talk about tanning and Tommy Bahama shirts. And then Richie Ashburn. So these are all geographically specific heroes because, if you're listening in Iraq, sure you don't know who Richie Ashburn is, but I cried when he died. He was the announcer for the Phillies, so it was something about his delivery of the game that made me still want to play it. And I was like, you know what, this baseball is great, and he made me believe that baseball was great. Not like Chris Wheeler.
I miss Chris Wheeler.
Oh, I don't miss Chris Wheeler. So they were my heroes. But, I mean, my grandpa takes number 1, maybe Alf number 2. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a baseball player.
Oh, nice.
And then as I got a little older, in high school, I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
Because I had a very good... probably another hero of mine was my shop teacher.
Okay.
And he inspired me.
Okay.
So I was like, well, maybe I'd like to inspire children.
Okay.
And he passed away, actually, when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this story.
And so Mr. Valentine, I'm going to put that as another hero.
R.I.P. He's haunting us right now. He's at the podcast. So you went baseball player, teacher.
And now I'm a machinist.
Now you're a machinist. You're a little skinnier than Christian Bale in The Machinist. So bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. Mine are 2 things that I never amounted to as well. I wanted to be a ninja as a young child. I knew nothing about karate. I never took a karate class, but I sure as hell wanted to be a ninja. And then I wanted to be a veterinarian.
I can see that.
And then I found out I was 12 years of school, so fuck that. And now I am a mental health counselor / I guess social worker would be my title, right? So that was what I was. I'm still holding on to becoming a ninja, just because I think it's still feasible. I think I could totally be a ninja. I wear all black all the time.
You sound goth now.
I can pull a mean karate kick, and my ninja call.
That was loud shit.
That was loud as shit, but that is my ninja call. So I think that if I still have that, that's intimidating. I'm pretty sure people that are listening are a little bit scared. But that's my ninja call. That's what I want it to be. You like sports. I like sports. What are some of the sports teams that you root for?
I've all Philly sports.
Okay, so the Liberty?
No. Top 4.
Okay.
Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and then when I was a kid, Magic.
Oh, you were cheating on AI with Shaq.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't like the Sixers. I think they're booty. So I'm a 3-for-4 Philadelphia fan. So the Phillies, the Eagles, the Flyers, and then Boston Celtics. And I'm recently getting into soccer. So been getting into it, and I had to pick a team. Because you have to have a club. So I picked the Hotspur of Tottenham, I don't know how you pronounce it, but they play in the Premier League, so all about them. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
Watching that with you.
It's okay. I wake up early sometimes to watch the Premier League. Just come in the studio, turn on the TV, and Man City's playing. I'm like, it's not the Hotspur, but I'll watch it. Going along with you have your teams, right? Who's your favorite athlete currently?
I don't really have any.
Really?
Right now, because
not like LeBron or Steph or
no.
Cam Newton dabbing all over the place.
I hate that shit.
Well, he retired to dab.
Did he?
Yeah, he does another dance where I think he's doing salt and pepper shakers on a steak, and then he throws confetti, and then shakes thrusts a little bit.
Stupid.
It's bad. It's almost as bad as the dab.
Being a big Phillies fan.
I'm dabbing all day in the studio.
Being a big Phillies fan, I was a big Chase Utley fan.
Okay, yeah, that counts.
And I'm a still fan, but he's not with the Phillies anymore, so I don't follow him as much. But then
it's not like Mikel Franco or Aaron Altair.
I like those guys.
Okay,
but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan.
Not I don't know, Carson Wentz.
He's too new.
Yeah,
I do have a Wentz shirt. But
oh, you went out and bought a Wentz shirt after that game?
No, I bought it 2 weeks ago.
You bought a third strings jersey. You were just hoping that he was going to become. Look at you.
You know what? No, I bought
fucking
it the day.
Football hipster.
I bought it the day of the trade.
Okay, you son of a bitch. You did that on purpose. You're I got it now. I'm a big fan.
I was thinking of it.
Okay. You're on the Wentz wagon.
He looked good last week.
He did. So Giroux, he's been a staple in sports, but no favorite athlete, huh? Not even Trout.
I do like Mike Trout just because he's local.
Okay,
but he is really good.
I'll give you mine because I picked favorite athletes, and I picked them in multiple sports because I'm anal like that. My favorite football player currently is Zach Ertz. I really like him.
I do like him.
I think he's a beast. I think that he's a tough-ass dude. He displaced the rib in the first game, in the first play, and he continued to play the whole game. So, shout out to him. I like Claude Giroux, the before-mentioned captain of the Flyers. Really like Mike Trout, not because he's local, just because he's a fucking stud.
He is.
He is the embodiment of what I wanted to be as a baseball player when I played. And then Paul Pierce has been my favorite basketball player since he was drafted in 98. So Paul Pierce is up there. And then Conor McGregor is my favorite UFC fighter. I think he's good for the game, good for the business. And he's in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And I want him to play Kratos in God of War. But they're my favorite athletes currently. That differs from my favorite all-time athletes, though, which have people like Larry Bird and Steve Carlton, Barry Sanders, Brendan Shanahan, and Chase Utley. What do you got?
I had
Venus and Serena.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay. Venus and Serena.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Venus and Serena.
Nope. Mike Schmidt.
Venus and Serena.
You can stop with that.
They're not on there? They didn't make it?
Tennis and soccer.
Are they not sports?
To me, aren't sports. I don't like them. I can't watch them. No. Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Usain Bolt.
Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros, nice. Hall of Famer, you think? Did he get in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought they told. I thought.
Oh, fucking no. I know he had a lot of problems because of concussions. Yeah. So Allen, a lot of Philly guys, mostly all Philly guys, right? Besides Shaq and Griffey.
Yep.
Okay, nice, very nice. So let's play a game. Since you were a Magic fan, and since you were a Mariners fan, if you could move from New Jersey, would Orlando or Seattle be one of the places that you would move to?
I don't have to pick it in America, right?
No, it could be anywhere you want.
I would like to live quietly on Asian countryside.
The Asian countryside?
Yeah.
You'd be a giant in Asia.
I know.
You're an average-sized human, so you'd be an average-sized American, so you'd be an enormous Asian man. Okay, so Asian countryside, what part of Asia? Like India is technically Asia. China?
No, like...
Mongolia?
I've always wanted to live in, like, China or Japan. Like, the outskirts of the city. And then, but, you know, maybe...
Like Nagano?
Yeah, maybe.
It's cold there.
But not...
Where the Winter Olympics happened.
And they're going to have the Summer Olympics. No, it's Beijing.
That's Beijing in China.
They're going to have the first country to have winter and summer Olympics.
That's good summer and winter Olympic knowledge there, Chuck. So, if you had to pick China or Japan, which one are you picking?
Probably China.
Okay. You know they're like a communist country, right?
Yeah, I know.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Alright, you're not going to be Matt Damon in The Great Wall, where you're walking around with a fucking bow and arrow and a quiver full of monster arrows. You know what I mean? You'd stick out like a sore thumb there.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you have to wear those like bird masks, like they're all afraid of the bird flu over there. There's so many fucking people there. That would be the last place I'd want to move, is an Asian countryside, but I get it. It's got pretty scenery. So I picked places in America and outside of America.
I have nothing. Nothing against.
None of which were Asian countrysides. So if I'm leaving our great country, I'm going to move to Canada, America Junior, because I can get free healthcare, and I can get free college. And part of my family originated from Canada, so I just go home, flock back to the motherland. But I'd also like to live in either Boston or Vermont, or possibly like Wyoming area.
I'd say
I love Boston. That's my favorite city.
Virginia. I always liked. My family was from Virginia, and I really like some parts of Virginia. So
yeah, Virginia kind of translates as the American Asian countryside. I can see it. I can totally see it. As long as you're not moving to West Virginia.
No.
If media has done anything for my perception of West Virginia, is that I believe everybody that lives in the woods is kind of like the Wrong Turn family, and I don't want to go to West Virginia. It's kind of freaky for me. What about you?
I know people that, like my bosses they race cars and they race there frequently, and they said it's not that bad.
Well, no, I've been to West Virginia. Like there's a town called Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, which is beautiful. It's one of my all-time favorite places growing up. And there were normal people there. It wasn't like cleft lips and, incest hillbillies. But, like, I don't know. You never hear anything good coming out of West Virginia other than, like, that, like, football team. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You watch a lot of TV? Is that fair to say?
I do now. I didn't much as a kid.
Okay, well, let's focus on the now. Do you watch a lot of non-comic book television shows?
Couple.
Okay, so what are they?
Blacklist.
Okay.
Blind Spot.
Okay.
Grimm.
Okay.
American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the season premiere?
Yes, I did.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That didn't sound like...
Yeah, it's different.
Do you know what it's about?
Yeah, Roanoke. Somewhere in Roanoke. It's a nightmare or something.
No, that's the title of it.
Oh.
It's about before the first quote-unquote Pilgrims came to America and landed on Plymouth Rock, there was a Jamestown settlement.
Yeah.
And they completely vanished.
Oh.
So it's about the lost colony of Roanoke, where they think that the Indians, the Croatoan Indians, killed all the settlers. So my theory with a couple people at work is that the house is on a burial ground, and that's why it was raining teeth. And now you have like Kathy Bates is like one of the settlers, or maybe she's like a prisoner from the Indians. So I think we're going to see that kind of vibe. Have you seen any of the stills of like what Lady Gaga looks like?
Nothing.
I can tell you she looks like a DC character.
Really?
Mm-hmm. From the entertainment universe, from the movie universe.
Hmm.
It kind of like knocked me away. I was like, huh.
I was kind of like Enchantress.
Yeah. She looks like Enchantress, like minus like the tattoos and shit, but like that's what she looks like. They showed her in the trailer or the second episode preview. You know, if you blinked, you missed her.
As soon as the episode was done, I turned it on.
Yeah, it was probably the strongest premiere that they've had. I didn't like last season at all.
I didn't know Cuba Gooding Jr. was in it.
Yeah, neither did I. And like I'm sitting there watching, and we're gonna go on a little tangent about this, but I'm watching it, and I'm like Connie Britton. Sarah Paulson's playing Connie Britton, and Connie Britton's playing another person, so it's like an actor playing someone else.
Right, that wasn't Connie Britton.
The first person is Connie Britton.
No, it's not.
Who is it?
Something Rob.
The woman?
Yeah. Connie Britton, that is not Connie Britton.
She looks like Connie Britton.
That's not her. I think she's in it, but that's not her.
Okay. Well, Sarah Paulson's playing someone else who plays someone else.
Yeah.
I could have swore it was Connie Britton.
Nope.
You sure?
100%.
Alright. And then Cuba plays the other guy.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a documentary. So, you got American Horror Story, Grimm, Blacklist, Blind Spot, anything else?
Nothing I can think of. I watched like Ink Master and stuff like that, but nothing.
I watch The Big Bang Theory, which is nerdy, but it's not based on a comic book. I watch Bar Rescue. A lot of Bar Rescue with John Taffer. I watch Cops every Saturday and every Friday night. American Horror Story made my list. I've been watching Atlanta. I've been watching... I watched Startup. That was pretty good. And I just started watching a comedy on NBC. It's been around for a couple seasons, but Superstore.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No.
Dude, funny as shit. It was so funny. Like, me and Chelsea were watching a couple nights ago, and we were dying. It was hilarious. So what... Do you have a television show that you're embarrassed to say that you watch? Is it like Long Island Medium?
No. I mean, partially it's because of my daughter. But I like Liv and Maddie. You
would watch that if you didn't have a daughter.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know anything about it. But I have watched it when she's not there.
Okay, so yeah, if you stumbled upon it, but like, you'd binge it.
No, because I would have been like, yeah. But watching with her, it is funny. The one character on there, Joey's hilarious.
Do you think you're going to get roped into watching that NBC show with Mandy Moore? This Is Us.
I didn't know she made a show. Probably not.
It's the one with Milo Ventimiglia.
No.
Dude, it looks like a hot mess. So, Liv and Maddie, that's your embarrassment show. And you're comfortable with the whole world knowing. 30 countries knowing about Chuck's obsession with Liv and Maddie.
I didn't say obsession.
You're wearing a Liv and Maddie shirt right now. It's got Ricky on it.
And
is there a character named
the new
Ricky?
premiere is Liv and Maddie Cali style.
See, you shouldn't know that. If you're not a true fan.
I just watched a trailer the other day.
Yeah, you watched the trailer, like you're a true fan. No, my I guess my guilty pleasure show is Two Broke Girls.
Okay.
Do you ever watch it?
No.
Super sexual, like the jokes. I guess I can't. Like, I don't know if I'm embarrassed about it because I guess it's geared towards women, but I love it. And I'm a big fan of Kat Dennings, so having her in it is great. And then just Stifler's mom's in it, and it's funny, dude. Eric Andre was in it. He lived in a dumpster, and I like Eric Andre for sure. All right, so moving on from TV. What's your favorite kind of music?
I listen to a lot of rock. I kind of listen to everything.
Yeah.
Rap, rock, R&B, everything. But
polka.
Not polka.
You're a big polka fan. Yo, you said in a few podcasts that you're a big ska fan. I remember that.
I never said that.
Remember you said the ska version of "Come On Eileen" is fantastic.
I like that song. I didn't say I'm a fan of the genre.
I think your big real big fish tattoo on your calf is sticking out there. But
I listen generally rock, metal, stuff like that.
All right, so if you had to pick between because there's rock, there's soft rock, there's like hair metal, there's metal, screamo, punk rock, pop rock.
It's kind of everything. Like
if you had to be subjected to one genre, what would it be? Because I listen to everything too.
See, I don't.
Would it be like more of like a trapped, 3 Days Grace kind of stuff?
But that's the thing. Like, I can't really like rock because I can't say like because on my iPod it'll be, Guns N' Roses, and the next one is Killswitch Engage.
But if the world handed you one CD of a mixed genre from rock, and it was the people that say it could be metal, it could be anthem rock, but it had to be one, what would it be? Like, are you like the soul yodels where it's like Creed and Nickelback and
I guess like 80s rock.
Okay,
not like because I like
because you think
maybe 90s rock because it's more like. I like Soundgarden.
So like Nirvana, grunge. It's tough, right? Because I was thinking about it today too.
Rock. Like I can't really because like 90s you got like Guns N' Roses. I didn't like Nirvana was okay, but like I liked Tool.
Yeah,
it was big in the 90s. I liked Alice in Chains and stuff like that.
Because when you think about it, like Bruce Springsteen is rock, right?
Yeah.
But then you have like Mudvayne is rock.
Yeah.
So what's your you're given one playlist forever. I'll answer the question the same way. You're given one playlist, and it's a tough answer for me too. Do you pick a Bruce Springsteen oriented where you're gonna get
no.
Like Tom Petty and CCR and stuff like that?
No.
Or do you pick a Mudvayne where you're going to get Disturbed and Slipknot and Korn?
I would go more Mudvayne.
Okay, so more of a hard rock.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's all you had to say.
You made that more difficult.
No, I didn't. You just kept saying rock.
It's rock. I like all rock.
But if you had to specify one subgenre was my question, and you kept saying that rock, I didn't make it hard. You couldn't think of an answer. I listen to everything. I listen to country. I listen to pop. I listen to hardcore rock. I listen to metal. I listen to punk rock. I don't listen to ska. R&B, rap, all that shit. If I were to pick something, I think I'd go more of an alternative, kind of like, not hipster rock, because I think that's like Bleachers and Fun. I don't like that music. They were good when they came out, and then it was like, I'm done with it. And I don't think I'd go with like all Mumford and Sons because I could get tired of a mandolin pretty quick. I think I would go more of like the Black Keys, Arctic Monkeys, with like the Neighborhood, stuff like that. Like that it's alt rock. Like Fall Out Boy's alt rock now because they don't have like the metal vibes, like not hardcore metal vibes, but like they had a harder vibe at one point. And then they had like the radio-friendly stuff, and then they put out a punk rock album. So I think I would go more alternative, for sure. Yeah, I think that would be right because I do appreciate the harder rock stuff. Like I really like Parkway Drive, and they're an Australian metal band, and I like Bring Me the Horizon, and Asking Alexandria's old stuff, and Under Oath, like all the screamo stuff. But then when we go into like my favorite musical artist is Fall Out Boy, right? Who's your favorite musical artist?
Michael Jackson.
And you picked rock. That's cool. That's cool. It shows your eclecticism, I guess.
Yeah, I love Michael Jackson. I love, I have his greatest hits, and
he had a lot of rock undertones.
He did. He did. With Bad and
that whole album for like Dirty Diana.
Yeah, Dirty Diana's super underrated.
I love Dirty Diana. That might be my favorite Michael Jackson song. I have Bad playing in my car right now.
I mean, I have my iPod, so it like kind of just plays everything.
Yeah.
But I was listening to Smooth Criminal earlier.
Sweet, that's a good one. Alien Ant Farm version. What do you think?
It's not bad.
I saw their guitar player's entire ass. It was gross, dude. I think he was so drunk or high.
That guy, right?
Yeah, I saw him at the Bamboozle Festival in like fucking 2009, and he was like coming to the stage, Alien Ant Farm. And like pants just fell down. No under. I don't even think he could afford underwear at that point. So that's the only song they really came out with that was popular. So, but MJ, I knew you were gonna go with MJ. So what's your top 5?
I was battling back and forth with
Tell me this wasn't a tough question.
It was.
Because, like, I'm sitting there
because I love a lot of it.
Yeah, I wrote down, like, I had a list of, like, rock stars I liked, rappers I liked, like, fucking, I had Seal on there at one point. I took him off.
I was like, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Alexis on Fire.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
And Method Man.
All right. Very eclectic. It's just like mine, but we don't have any of the similarities. I never thought Limp Bizkit would make.
I really like Limp Bizkit.
No,
I was big in high school, and then I got their greatest hits album, and I listened to that.
Break Stuff is a great song.
Oh.
I listen to that every time I go to basketball.
Remember when we seen that at the bar?
I remember. I knew you were going to bring it up.
That was the greatest moment of my life.
All right, so my top 5, Fall Out Boy is my favorite musical act in general. Garth Brooks. Fucking love Garth Brooks. John Denver.
I knew he was going to be.
Grew up on John Denver. Eminem. And Buddy Holly.
Yeah, you're a little more eclectic than I am.
Yeah, Buddy Holly's like, I love Buddy Holly. I cried when I watched the documentary of how he died with the Big Bopper and Richie Valens. Oh man, I was so sad. So what are some of your all-time favorite albums?
Thriller was great.
Okay.
Bad.
Okay.
Dangerous. Oh, Michael Jackson. And then I really like the self-titled album from The Used. Because I can listen to that front and back. And then Watch Out by Alexa on Fire.
Okay. I Take This to Your Grave, Fall Out Boy's first album. A Fever You Can't Sweat Out by Panic at the Disco, their first album. As Cruel as School Children, Gym Class Heroes. Lucy Gray and Low Country, which were from a band called Envy on the Coast. Only 2 albums they put out. Amazing. Top shit. I skipped the question. What's your top 5 all-time favorite TV shows?
You didn't skip it. You have that on here.
Yeah, I skipped it. We didn't cover it.
Lost.
Okay.
I love Lost.
I never watched Lost.
Hated the ending.
Yeah, it was aliens, or like Jesus, right?
No, it was... Well, if you... Not spoilers.
I'm not going to watch it.
Well, I'm just telling people it's been out for 8 years.
Yeah.
It's been done for 8 years.
The statute of limitation on spoilers for Lost is over.
They were dead the whole time. They were in limbo.
Oh, so they were in purgatory?
Yeah, the whole time.
That's stupid. That's
yeah,
really stupid.
I remember I took off, like, they were having this huge, like, 3-hour event.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours of show, and then...
It was called Found.
No, Jimmy Kimmel had an hour, like, special afterwards. And I actually took off to work the next day.
That's dedication.
And we had, like, me and my buddy had, like, we watched it in his basement and had, like, snacks and everything. And at the end, we were just screaming at the TV.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't waste any time trying to binge watch it or get used to it, because that sounds terrible.
That was the only show that, like, that was the first show that I actually watched as, like, an adult. Because, like, I watch cartoons as
that
a kid.
could scar you, dude. That could really scar you. If that's the first show you watch and it pisses you off that much, you could throw your fucking TV and cancel cable. Glad you didn't, because this podcast would be much shorter than what I intended it to be. So Lost?
Lost, 24.
24.
I really like that. Not sure how it's going to be when it comes back. House.
Okay. House was a good show.
Yeah, House was great. Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And a current show, Flash.
Nice. Did you ever watch The Wire?
No.
You see, everybody says, like, I hear things on TV and on radio and podcasts saying, like, if you haven't watched The Wire, you haven't watched TV. I feel like that's for, like, there's a certain audience that want to watch The Wire.
Yeah.
And that's not me. Same thing with The Sopranos. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a big mob boss fan. So I'm not going to watch The Sopranos. And that's like, oh, you don't watch The Sopranos, but you watch Flash? Like, to each his own, my friend. Like, I like superheroes. I don't like fat Italians that are killing each other. You know what I mean? It just stigmatizes the ethnicity, in my opinion. But mine are a little bit different than you. I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Game of Thrones, Arrow, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Creepshow.
All right.
Do you remember Creepshow?
No.
Stephen King, short stories. Oh, dude, you gotta look some of these things up. some of them are like the greatest television like little shorts that I've ever seen. But also like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
I don't know if you remember this one, but this is when I was a kid. Wishbone.
Yeah, dog.
About Jack Russell Terrier Detective.
Yeah.
Loved it. Read the books. And Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I remember Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was my shit. I also liked Clarissa Explains It All.
I used to like that.
Yeah. Wasn't a big, like, I wasn't a big Blossom fan. I was talking about this at work, but like Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts and Pete.
I used to love Salute Your Shorts.
And like Family Matters, they were all great shows. Borderline Daria fan. I think I was a little too young to understand most of it. And I think I was a little too young to understand Beavis and Butthead.
I never liked Beavis and Butthead.
They were kind of like grotesque. And plus, I didn't get MTV. That was like one of those, like the pay channels back then when we were kids. So I didn't really get MTV, so I couldn't watch it. So let's go right back to our sports or not sports, music, and we're jumping around, and it's fine. We got the albums. What's your favorite top 5 favorite all time songs? How many Justin Bieber songs are there? 2? Damn.
Kiss from a Rose.
Okay.
Love it.
It's a great one.
We had a little tangent dance in the car one time.
Listen, but let's put this in let's make this specific. It's not like you and I slow danced in a car.
No.
We interpretive dance to it.
Yeah, it was interpretive dance.
I don't know what you said. You said like perpetuate dance. I don't know what the fuck that is. But then there was that me, you, Chelsea, and Jen were coming from the Columbus Flea Market, and that song came on, and we belted it out. And then Usher and Pitbull, DJ's Got Us Falling in Love Again.
Yes.
And you're sitting in the back seat, and I'm in the front seat, and it was like carpool karaoke. It was fantastic. All right, so Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose. Smooth Criminal.
Okay.
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper is good.
By George Michael. Happiness by the Kilowatt.
Okay, I thought for a second you said Happy. I'm like, by Pharrell Williams. I was going to slit your throat in this where you sit.
Hate that song.
That's terrible.
Happiness by a Kilowatt by Alexa on Fire and City in Color, which is the same guy, down the screen. I like both versions. And then You're All I Need by Method Man and Mary J.
Okay. Shocked Your Wedding Song didn't make it. You don't like that song, do you?
I like that song.
That song, every time I hear it, I'm like, I heard this 600 times before Chuck's wedding.
Oh, while I'm thinking of it, another album that I forgot is Enter the 36 Chambers.
Oh, Wu-Tang Clan. Classic. I'm shocked that wasn't on there.
I thought about it this morning. I was like, I put it on there, and I forgot.
You forgot about it. Okay. My 5 are, and people are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because wait till you hear my 5. So we got Pros and Cons of Breathing by Fall Out Boy. I have those lyrics tattooed on my arm. Tell them she's not scared by Envy on the Coast. But Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks. Freaks and Geeks by Childish Gambino. And La Bamba
by Richie Valens.
I love that song. La 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 Bamba.
Remember the movie?
Yeah, dude. Oh, come on. I cried when they all died in the plane crash.
By Lou Diamond. Lou Diamond Phillips.
Lou Diamond Phillips, first of all, is still acting.
He is still acting.
He's got like that Longmire show. Was he in that?
Yeah, he was a couple episodes in Blank Spot.
Yeah, Lou Diamond's still killing the game right now. So shout out Lou Diamond. Get on the podcast. And have to talk Longmire.
Lou, you hear this?
We'll
come holla at your boys.
We'll sing La Bamba. So what are some of your hobbies? Like, what do you do besides being a machinist and watch TV?
Recording Active Geek podcast.
Okay.
Wow. I do that a lot.
I didn't know that was a hobby. So, just that?
No, I like playing video games. Okay. I love watching movies.
You love playing video games, but our video game podcast was booty chatter.
I like playing. I'm not very good at them and don't have a lot of them. But
you find the ones that you like. You're not a gamer, but
I'm not a gamer. But if I find
video game enthusiast.
Yeah, if I find games I like, I'll play them.
Yeah, I've had people like. I work for a store where you stop and pick up games, and I say work loosely because I barely show up. But when people were to ask me about certain video games, the only thing I could say is don't know, bro. I own Sega. And ask somebody else. So I was and I'm an associate that asks another associate a customer question because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I consider myself a novice at video games. And there's so much more. Like there's like apps that you can use on like these systems now. I don't know fucking.
Yeah, I just got the PS4 a couple months ago. And I'm like, download this so you can get updates. And
right? I feel like I'm gonna lose my credit card information. I'll just give me a.
Well, that's like because I just got the Nintendo. Madden, and like, you know, sign into Madden to get updated. Like if a guy's hurt this week, he's not in the game.
That's cool, but I want to play my team.
But yeah,
I don't care if he got hurt in real life. I want to play video games.
But perfect like Eagles, like if you play, Sam Bradford's now in the Vikings.
Well, that's good. But also, like if Wentz breaks his ribs, you're going over Chase Daniels.
Exactly.
It's stupid. It's so stupid. That means you're not winning a goddamn game.
But also too, I get updates. So like if I have NFL Live, so like if I'm playing a game during, you know, Jets Bills game last night, they'll tell me what the score is.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That was a stupid game. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
So video games, recording podcasts, and watching movies.
Yeah.
All right. I got different ones.
I know you do.
I like to write a lot. Like I write stories and poems and songs and study guide questions for the Active Geek podcast for you.
Ransom notes.
Ransom notes. Obituaries. I'm a big obituary writer. I've written yours. I've written all my family's. I just have a scrapbook of obituaries.
So when I die, you're just like, here, Danielle.
Well, it depends on the scenario. In my obituaries, that you got
malaria.
No, you got fucked by a gorilla so hard that your eyes popped out and you died.
That's not fun.
So, I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't think that'll really happen.
The other one that I wrote said that you died of anal gonorrhea.
I don't think that'll happen either.
Probably from the gorilla. But no, I don't write obituaries. That was a joke. I like archery. I own a compound bow, and
I've been waiting to go to the range.
I work a lot, my friend. So I like to shoot my bow. I guess this is a hobby. It seems like more like a job, but it's a hobby. And I play basketball. I like to stay active, so I play basketball a lot. So that was something that I never thought was gonna be a profession. So it just turned into a hobby. Do you have any dream cars?
No, like I just like having a car that gets me back and forth to work.
You never had a dream car as a kid?
I did. You're gonna laugh at this.
Is it a Ford Pinto?
Nope.
Okay.
A yellow Hummer.
Oh my god.
And I'm not talking about the H2s.
You're talking about Commando Hummer.
Commando Hummer. Oh. Yellow.
So the epitome of early 2000s douchebag car.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I was actually just talking about that the other day with Alana because she's like, what car is that? And it was an H3.
Yeah.
And I think they look stupid.
Well, they don't make Hummers anymore. They went out of business.
Well.
Like the H3 was the last one.
Yeah.
And that was, 2011?
What? They look pretty new when I see them.
Yeah, I don't think they make Hummers anymore. I think they're out of commission. But I had two. Lamborghini Murcielago was my all-time car. But I live in New Jersey, and our roads are like the surface of the moon with potholes. So you can't have a export like that or an import. I'm sorry, you can't have an import like that and drive on these moon crater roads. So I want a BMW X6. You ever seen those?
No.
They're sleek, dude. They're really nice. And that's like, if I get a good job, then eventually I think I can afford a BMW X6. I'll never get a Lamborghini, and I don't think it's a practical car for me. I'm 6'5". Yeah. You know what I mean, that's a death trap. That and Corvette side. Did you ever want a Corvette as a kid?
No.
There's nothing appealing about a Corvette to me. I feel like you get in an accident and you're dead. It's like stepping on a Coke can. You know what I mean? That's some not fun. All right, so since you get your yellow Hummer, right? And you win a ticket to a dream destination for a dream vacation. Where you going?
Where I wanted to live, Asia.
You're gonna fly your oh my god, dude, you're gonna go over there and they're gonna think you're fucking Chuck Norris. Like they're
I love how you picked Chuck Norris as the guy they
because
would like.
well, come on now. He's a martial arts master. I'm sure they love him over there. I just stereotyped all of Asia that they're all kung fu masters and ninjas. Just so you know that. So you're gonna go over there like you're Chuck Norris. You're not gonna go over there like you're Adele because you're a man.
When I got married, I was trying to convince her to go on our honeymoon there. It didn't work.
Yeah, obviously. So, what would you do in Asia? Would you just...
I just want like take a train and like go to different cities.
Oh, would you take those bullet trains?
Yeah.
Dude, they look intense. I feel like you remember the conversation we talked about if you would go to space? That's where you'd lose all your bowels, dude. I feel like they'd fall right out. Those things look fast. I follow Chris Hardwick on Instagram, and he documented his entire honeymoon, and he went to Japan, and it looked awesome.
I've seen pictures.
It was like Instagram has Snapchat now, essentially. So, like, I would click on his story, and it would go, like, he would just post shit, and it was, like, small videos for the day, and it looked awesome. It also looked kind of weird, because they were super into robots, and, like, they have robot diners, and, like, it was a little weird for me.
Yeah, I've seen some of his pictures, and I think it would be cool.
It's kind of strange. I picked a few places. I always wanted to go to Australia. The downside to going to Australia is that I have to fly a fucking day. I mean, I think it's like 23 hours.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I get cramped so easily, dude. And I'm not getting first class. I can't afford that.
How are you flying to Ireland?
I'm going to pay the extra money to...
first class?
No, not first class. Like the 6 inches extra. I think that's all I really need. Because, like, my knees are literally in the service tray on an airplane. It's awful. But we're flying from Philadelphia to Toronto and then to Ireland. So I'm going to be in 2 countries. I'm going to be in my country of origin, Toronto. So I'm ecstatic. But Australia was always one of my bucket list. Alaska was also really cool. I think that would be the only scenario where I would take a cruise. Like the Bahamas and shit like that, like in Mexico, I have no interest in going to them.
Yeah.
And you know me, I don't like water that much.
Yeah, you don't wear shorts.
Yeah, I don't ever wear. Like, how many times do I wear... You saw me every weekend this summer. How many times did I wear shorts?
Like 3 times.
3 times. And one of them was to a suit fitting because it'd be too much of a pain in the ass to take jeans off. But I don't wear shorts. I'm a private swimmer. I don't like the heat because I have a fucking hairy beard.
And you sweat.
And I sweat profusely.
You sweat when it's 12 degrees out.
Yeah, so like going to Mexico... I'm sweating right now. Going to Mexico would be like wearing a fucking scuba suit on the sun. Like, it's going to be so hot. And then I always wanted to, and it's still something that I think that's feasible, is doing cross-country trip in the United States.
That'd be cool.
Just, like, hit it all. Like, I don't know how it would be possible, but it would take... I would probably want to do it for a full year.
You know what I would really want to do?
What? Like Route 66?
Take a trip to the ballparks.
Yeah, that was always one of my...
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hit, like...
How many have you been to?
3.
Which ones?
Technically 4, I guess. The Vet.
Okay.
Citizens Bank.
Okay.
Fenway.
Okay.
And National Stadium.
Okay. I've been to Fenway, the Vet, Citizens Bank, and Camden Yards.
Okay.
It's about it. It's pathetic. Because we still have 25 more because...
And then we have some, like, we have Mets, we have the Yankees. You know, they're all in proximity.
Yeah, but going to, like... I've been to Citi Field. I've never been in Citi Field. But... Because my hotel, when I was working in Queens, was right across from it, so I could walk the parking lot. But, like, there's nothing that's going to get me into the Bronx. Like, I'm not driving there, for sure. And I don't trust myself on New York subway. I did that once, and that was a nightmare. I didn't think I'm shocked that I'm even sitting next to you now. I was by myself in New York, middle of the night, going on subways to get from Manhattan to Jamaica, Queens. No idea where the fuck I was. Yeah, no, like, I don't know how I made it. Just, like, survival kicked in. But, like, I've never been to National Stadium. And you've never been to Camden Yards, so we could flip that. I mean, it's feasible. It's just an expensive thing.
Yeah.
The furthest one is what, Toronto? Is that further than California?
Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle. Keep forgetting they're a team still. We can hit Florida. We can go to Miami and Tampa. And then shoot right up to Georgia.
Atlanta.
For Atlanta. And then we can work our way to Texas. Hit up Houston and Arlington, where the Rangers play. Mm-hmm. And then all 37 teams in California. Because what would we go to Arizona first?
Yeah.
I'd go Arizona, then to Colorado for the Rockies, and then all California.
When I was in Chicago the other day, we drove by the exit for Wrigley, and I was like,
oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get to Wrigley before they tear it down. Like, that's my...
Well, they just spent all that money. They're not tearing it down anytime soon.
I know, but, like, you know how the world is, man. They might tear it down.
I wanted to go to Wrigley before all the renovations.
Yeah, with the ivy walls. And like,
you still have the ivy walls, but...
I heard it was like a dump before the renovations.
Well, it
was like 100 years old.
Yeah.
Over 100 years old, probably. What are you proud of? Like, I wrote that, and I sent it to you, and, like, I was, like, thinking of it, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say.
I think the man I became.
Okay. Dude, literally, I wrote, blaze my own trail. Like,
well, because where I grew up, a lot of people went bad.
Yeah.
And I could have turned out worse than I was. And, I know a lot of people that were in jail and did drugs and all that, and I stayed away from that. And I'm proud of myself to have a better head on my shoulders to say, you know what, I'm better than that.
I hear you.
And, I had some issues with, like, my dad and stuff and how he treated us and different things, and I'm not that way.
Yeah.
And, I feel I'm a good husband and a good stepfather. So, I'm proud of the guy who I became. Of course, there was goals that I would like, I'd rather have a better job and do better things and stuff like that. But I think overall, I
hope your company's not listening.
I think overall, I came out pretty good guy.
Yeah, I think you're a great dude. So I think that's a spot on kind of analogy. The two things that I wrote Blaze My Own Trail. Like, out of my immediate family, I was the first one to actually go to a 4-year college, so that was huge, let alone graduate. Me and my older female cousin, we graduated together, so we were the first ones in our family to graduate college, so that was huge. But I think I wrote, like, a joke one. I'm really proud of the little army of cats that I'm growing.
Yeah,
4 deep.
Well, 3
and 3/4, yeah. 3 3/4 until he gets a little bit bigger. And I can put that prosthetic leg on him. But I'm proud of my little cat army. I'm just gonna feel terrible when I have to eat them during the zombie apocalypse. Like, that's the only thing. I'm also proud that I do have an entire zombie apocalypse plan. I have a rendezvous point. I have several rendezvous points, but my main rendezvous point and how I'm gonna secure it. I'm so pumped. I'll tell you off air because I don't want a bunch of vultures stealing my John. I don't want
be proud of the Active Geek podcast.
Yeah, we got picked up by a network.
Yeah.
4 months into the process, which is pretty awesome. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that something that I created has been listened to in other countries
and lasted a year.
At least to one person in another country, I'm famous. That's all. That's how I look at it.
I tell my wife I'm an international superstar.
International superstar. That's perfect. When I go to Ireland, I'm gonna make sure I find the 4 people that listen to us. Like, hey.
Well, say that. Like, hey, I'll be in Ireland these dates and hit me up on social media.
Oh my god, they're gonna skin me. Like, people are gonna find me and skin me. No one. First of all, we asked them to like and subscribe to our shit. They're not liking and subscribing to our shit. They're just listening to it. But I'll keep listening. I don't care about. I'm not worried about numbers on Twitter and shit. This is a hobby, not a profession. So, once we start getting those guests, though, get it. What's your favorite? What's your fears?
Death.
You're afraid of dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm afraid of?
What?
Spiders. Leave it at that. I don't like spiders. You don't like dying. We don't need to elaborate on that.
Yeah, we're good.
So, I like food. You like food.
I love food.
What's your favorite?
I love tacos.
Oh.
Good taco.
Pink tacos?
Pink Monkey.
Best strip club in Chicago.
Best strip club in Chicago. Well, name, I didn't go.
This podcast is sponsored by the Pink Monkey Strip Club in Chicago, located on Fenway Boulevard in Wrigley Field. This podcast is not brought to you by Pink Monkey Gentlemen's Club, because I refuse to go to gentlemen's clubs. So it's not sponsored. Don't sue us.
Yes, I love tacos.
Tacos.
I love
Soft or hard shell?
Depends how I'm in the mood for. Mostly soft.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Okay.
Sour cream.
Yeah.
Some hot.
Jalapenos?
No, like
you put the hot sauce in it?
The hot sauce.
Yeah.
Not the hot sauce, but like.
Are we thinking like homemade tacos, or are we thinking Taco Bell?
Fuck Taco Bell.
Okay, I'm just making
this
sure.
This is not sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's mush meat.
Don't you? I like Taco Bell.
I haven't had Taco Bell in years.
Okay.
Homemade.
Okay.
Or like a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, so you like tacos. What else do you like?
Like pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Love cheesesteaks.
Mm-hmm.
I like sausage, breakfast sausage.
Yeah, you're all about that sausage.
Hot sausage.
All about that dick sausage.
I knew you were going there. But like, I love turkey sausage and pork sausage. And
human sausage.
No human sausage. But I love all kinds of...
Okay, you love all kinds of meat.
All kinds of food.
All about that meat.
What do you want?
Pizza, cheesesteaks. I love raviolis. I like chili. And I like goulash. I fucks with goulash. I make a mean goulash. It's still fucking delicious. Who are 5 people that you would love to meet?
5 people I would love to meet.
I picked 6 because I'm selfish.
Stan Lee.
Okay.
Mark Hamill.
Okay.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
And George Lucas.
I think that you can meet Ken Griffey Jr. and just start hanging around Macklemore. Because he was in the Downtown video. So Stan Lee's on mine. I want to meet Stan Lee. I want to meet Paul Pierce. I high-fived Paul Pierce. And I have an autographed picture from Paul Pierce.
And you didn't wash that hand for like a month.
Dude, it was on my birthday. We got floor seats at the Sixers game. It was the best moment of my life. Chelsea got me the tickets. And he just high-fived me. And, it was amazing. I got Tyronn Lue's autograph. Because he was an assistant coach for the Celtics that day. For that year. Now he's an NBA champion coach. Yeah. He's got like 4 rings. So, yeah, Tyronn. I want to meet Emma Watson. So I can kidnap her and make her live in my extra bedroom in my apartment. I want to meet Paul Rubens.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. Pee-wee was my childhood, so I don't give a fuck about what he did in adult movie theaters.
Mr. Crockpot?
Yeah, I'm not worried about him touching himself watching movies. I don't care. People do it. Get over it. I want to meet Paulie Rubes. I want to meet Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Mm-hmm.
And my 6th one was I want to meet Robert Kirkman, who wrote The Walking Dead and Outcast. He's a modern day Stan Lee to me. He's kind of inspirational.
I suppose you want to meet George R. R. Martin.
No, because I'm afraid he'll kill all my characters if I tell him I like him. And I'm mad at him because he's not releasing his goddamn book. You know? Like, put out the book. I don't know, did you read that there was Amazon leaked the release date for it?
No.
My birthday.
Really?
My 30th birthday. It's the best present ever, man. Game of Thrones on my B-Day.
So you're taking off the rest of the week?
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a new email address, and I'm going to get a free Audible account for 30 days, and I'm going to stream the shit out that book. That's 1,000 pages. That's 1,000 pages, man. I read...
Who's going to read it?
I got those 5 books right there under the TV. I read all of them. 1,000 pages each.
Did you read Joe Pesci?
No. Usually it's like a British dude that read it. I
think Joe Pesci would be.
I would love if, like, Henry Winkler read it. Or, like, ideally, I think it'd be awesome if Peter Dinklage read it.
That'd be.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, man. Or Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen should have been, I don't know if this has already existed, but he should have been the audio book for Lord of the Rings, like if they remastered it.
It might have been.
Like, can you imagine just Gandalf reading you the story? Oh man, that's something for me. I don't know where we're at. But no, Robert Kirkman. He's like my modern day Stan Lee. He's just a guy who had dead end jobs and stuck with it and wrote comics, and that's kind of what I wish I could be and what I'm striving for with like the stuff that I'm working on. So I'd really want to. He's an inspiration to me, Robert Kirkman, and he doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like he wrote a zombie outbreak comic when zombies weren't popular, and they became popular again. And then he wrote Outcast, and he writes all this really good stuff. So you still need to watch Outcast, right?
Yeah, I haven't watched
it. Good, dude. It's good. It's a really good show. And Brett Spiner is superb in that show. I didn't think I'd like him in anything, but he's amazing. So definitely watch it. I think you'd really dig it. It's horror genre because like I know you don't like horror, but it's not like
I don't mind horror. It's got to have a story.
It definitely has a story. It's about possessions, and I love that stuff. So, I'm really like that's one of the people I'm striving to get on the podcast for like a couple minutes. Robert Kirkman, so that would be really cool. So that I'll chalk him up to my modern day heroes. Honestly, and I think we're about the same age. So it's super weird. That's like me saying you're my hero.
I thought I was your hero.
Well, you are. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Yeah, I thought. No.
I can fly higher than an eagle. Because you are the wind beneath my wings. No? You don't want to riff with me on that?
That was my...
Can't believe you... No, I don't want to hear your story. You didn't even riff with me.
I hated that song.
But you didn't riff with me, damn it.
That was my high school song.
I thought we were friends.
When we graduated.
Oh, you know what mine was?
What?
The graduation song by Vitamin C. As we go on. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was terrible. And I think as we were walking, it was Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Like for some reason, I feel like that was like as we were walking onto the football field, high school graduation, it was the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Like that's just saying like you graduated from Overbrook, you're fucked. Like you're done. All right, so let's get to this. These are some fun questions. So you're able to embody a superhero that's currently out there. You get to pick one. Who would you be? Is it Batman?
Spider-Man.
I knew it. I
love Spider-Man.
I knew you were gonna pick Spider-Man.
Old ass Peter.
You'd be
I'd be an old ass Peter.
Old ass cracking Chuck. Because that's how they would know that's your Spidey sends your bones and start cracking. So Spider-Man, right?
As anyone listened to the podcast before, I love Spider-Man.
We did an entire Spider-Man episode,
and we've talked about Spider-Man.
Yeah,
shitload of times.
He's gonna get he might be the only superhero who gets 2 episodes. Because we're doing Homecoming. Well, I don't know if we're gonna do another Captain America. We did Captain America: Civil War, and then Captain America 75th. Okay, never mind.
He's not the first.
Yeah, he won't be the last. So no. I mean, we can say that. So Spider-Man.
Yep.
I picked 2 because I was straddling the line. I wanted to go DC Marvel. I feel like I'd be best suited to be the Green Arrow because I love archery. And Hawkeye would be cool too because he's essentially Marvel's version of Green Arrow. But then I picked the Punisher because I really like weaponry. I own a lot of knives. I'm a big fan of weapons, and I think that he has a I said one of my all-time favorite movies before was Death Wish. Mm-hmm. And I think The Punisher stems from the Death Wish movies with Charles Bronson, not Bruce Willis. Yeah. But I really think that Charles Bronson was trying to save the city by eradicating the scum of the city. Mm-hmm. And the Punisher's trying to save the city by eradicating the scum of the city. So I think the Punisher would be perfect for my favorite, who I would be for DC. Alright, so moving on from the superhero that you would be, if you were given a superhero screenplay, you were able to write one, who would you bring to it could be someone that's existing or somebody that hasn't existed yet in the screen. Who would you pick?
I'd redo Fantastic Four.
Dude, I was about to pick Fantastic Four. I'm so glad you didn't.
I mean, so glad you didn't.
I'm so glad. Yeah, so glad I didn't. That's what I said.
No, you said so glad you didn't.
So glad you didn't pick anything other than Fantastic Four. I'm happy for you. So you'd redo
Fantastic Four with the main villain, Galactus.
Oh, man. John, let's talk about that for a second. He was supposed to be in the Fantastic Four movie. Him, the Silver Surfer, was supposed to be in it. Mole Man was supposed to be in it more, and Herbie the Fantastic Car was supposed to be in it. And, like, what we got was
Nothing.
Drek. It was Drek. I would love to see Galactus in. I would like to see Marvel retain the rights to Fantastic Four by the time the Russo brothers are almost done shooting the Infinity War, and the final end credit scene after the Avengers vanquish Thanos, because you know that's what's going to happen. They go, like, maybe they send Thanos back into, or Thanos retreats, goes to space, or the Guardians go back into space, right? Whichever ones are left, and you cut away and you see like a silhouette of Galactus, like just destroying worlds. Phase 4 sets up Galactus. That ushers in the Inhumans. Mm-hmm. So now I heard that Marvel is trying to work on. That's why they haven't said anything about Inhumans. Is that they're trying to retain. They're trying to work out an agreement with Fox to do X-Men versus Inhumans.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy. I don't think Wolverine would be in it though.
No.
And I think that's stupid. I think if you get the rights to X-Men for Marvel movies, you need to have Wolverine in it.
Well, it wouldn't be Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
They could bring him back.
You don't want to do it. He's done.
But what if it's only for a couple cameo scenes? What? Think about it. What else is he doing that's successful? Not Pan.
But that's the thing. He wants to see what else is out there.
Yeah, but nothing else is out there for him.
He don't know that yet.
He should. What else has he done? Pan.
Prisoners was good.
Yeah. What else? Like, he's done,
He
was Jean Valjean in fucking Les Mis.
He's playing...
That was terrible. That's just a terrible play in general.
The Ringling Brothers movie.
You think that's going to do it?
Best Showman on Earth.
You think
it's not going to...
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be entertaining, but...
I completely respect his artistic qualities, that he wants to go and do stuff, but, dude, you're Wolverine. Like, if Marvel, the king of all superhero movies, gets a chance to put Wolverine...
I think if that happened, he might.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Because he's been wanting an event. He wants to be an event.
Exactly. Even if it's just, like... I would like to just see him and Hulk interact. Yeah. Like, or him and Spider-Man interact. That would be fantastic. But it wouldn't be the Fantastic Four, because you would be working on that with Galactus. Do we see Silver Surfer, or is that further down the line?
Sequel.
Okay. Alludes to Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't think they did Silver Surfer wrong in Rise of the Silver Surfer. No. I actually like that movie.
Yeah.
I actually like both those movies. I thought they were...
Those movies weren't bad.
They were early 2000s, or maybe late 2000s. I don't know, 2007.
Early mid.
Yeah. They were that kind of campy superhero movie. I liked them. Oh, did you hear the news? Chelsea told me this news. And I think it's going to impact Batman. He's back with J-Lo. Ben Affleck and J-Lo are together again.
What?
I was so mad when Chelsea told me this.
Jennifer Black on her own.
Now, first of all, Jennifer Lopez is hot as shit.
Yes.
And she looks good as shit. I think she's like 47.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. But if it's anything like Geely or Jersey Girl, if Batman is Daredevil again, I'm going to be upset. And if she's playing Catwoman, I'm going to be even more upset. Although I would like to see her in the cat suit, but that's the pervert in me coming out. So you would pick Fantastic Four. I would pick Moon Knight. I think
You've been shooting to that for our first podcast.
I think it's good. Like, Moon Knight's story is awesome. He's essentially Batman. And I think given the right amount of time, he could definitely be a great franchise. A Moon Knight franchise. It's going to be a Netflix show, I think. But I like Sentry, too. We talked about Sentry before in a few podcasts. And the guy, I'm going to butcher his name, but I think his name's like Justin Colkslane.
Yeah, he retweeted.
He liked our tweet. Then I sent to Kevin Feige saying, like, dude, get on this because he looks like him. He had a cup of coffee in The Walking Dead and was brutally killed by Rick. I think he, like, stabbed him in the neck, right?
Yeah.
He walked up. He was the one that Negan set free. And he stabbed him. But I think he's perfect for it. And I think he's on a show on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, but I think he's on that show as well. So I would definitely bring Moon Knight, and I think that would be. I still want Tom Hardy as Moon Knight. I think that'd be cool. I don't want Tom Cruise as Moon Knight. What movies are you looking forward to in 2016? Is it the obvious that ones we talked about?
One might not be obvious. Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
And
is that out?
No. Like
next
2
week?
weeks.
Okay. It'll be out by this time as post.
Yeah. The Accountant.
The Accountant looks great.
Yeah. And
John, first of all, super excited John Bernthal's in another movie. You know he's in that, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah. If you watch the screen the trailer, he's the one with when they're like, "Why are all your clients coming after you?" And he's in he looks like the Punisher, which is like long hair. Yeah, I'm super excited for that.
They yeah, I used to hate Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Until The Town.
Yeah, that same.
And then when The Town came out, I realized that okay, he's not bad. And then
Argo.
I like Argo, and then he's Batman.
Gone Girl. He was great in Gone Girl.
Yeah, he was great in all those, and he's a good director too.
He hasn't put out a bad movie since The Town, in my opinion.
That one he did with Justin Timberlake was
He did a movie. Runner, right?
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, well, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm excited for some of the ones that you said. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Assassin's Creed, Star Wars Rogue One.
I forgot.
I can't believe you didn't say it. I wasn't gonna rain on your parade. I was gonna see if you realized it. Doctor Strange for sure. Magnificent Seven. I'm really excited for. I kind of want to see the Blair Witch because I like horror. You're not a horror fan. I like it. I don't want to see Annabelle 2. I don't know when the fuck that comes out, but I saw the trailer for it and it looks bad. Magnificent Seven looks really good. Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know much about it. I've seen it still. Yeah. And I know that they're going back and they shot some reshoots. And Star Wars shot reshoots too. So I don't know if it's good or if it's a bad thing, but I'm looking forward to it. The movie Arrival looks kind of weird with Hawkeye and Lois Lane. Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams.
And Perry White.
Yeah, and Moana. I'm looking forward to Moana. I think I might go see that on Black Friday.
That comes out Thanksgiving.
Did you see The Rock on Good Morning America doing the Polynesian dance?
No.
Dude, he came out glistening in Johnson & Johnson's baby oil. It was it was definitely the early morning in Hawaii when he did the traditional Polynesian dance because that's where they're filming Jumanji. Dude, he's so ripped. I can't wait for Black Adam. So what's your dream job? Is it still baseball player?
No.
You sure?
I would want to be an actor.
Ooh.
Or a chef.
They are completely two different realms. What about a Guy Fieri who was a chef actor?
Or Emeril Lagasse that had his own show on ABC.
Or Gordon Ramsay who has a fucking ton of shows.
Is it Gordon Ramsay real an actor?
Yeah, he's got Hell's Kitchen.
That's not really acting. That's more like documentary style.
No.
That's not scripted.
It's a reality show.
Yeah, but that's not acting.
But Emeril, he's not an actor.
He had his own show.
What was it called?
Emeril.
Cooking with Emeril, right?
No, it was a sitcom, a comedy sitcom.
How many?
About 3 episodes.
Okay, fuck that. That doesn't count. You can't consider that a show.
But he did act.
But Guy Fieri was a chef, and he's got dives, diners, and dashes, or whatever the fuck it's called, drive-ins. So yeah, I think Gordon Ramsay is technically a reality actor. It's kind of like John Taffer. He's an actor, but he's a bar expert.
I don't consider them actors.
But they're on TV.
Yeah, reality.
Jersey Shore's reality, but they're actors.
They're not actors. They might act it in movies, like shitty movies.
No, I think that they're reality show actors. That's what they put on their resume.
That's
like a chlamydia in the smush room in Asbury Park or whatever the fuck they filmed it. All right, so what kind of movies would you act in? Dance style, like Save the Last Dance?
Of course,
dude.
No musical like Les Mis.
Oh, I'm your friend, but I'm not seeing that fucking movie. You're on your own, bro. I'm not going to see it.
No, like action movies, comedy.
Would you be the lead or just a supporting cast?
Start off supporting.
Okay.
And then,
some more of like a Jai Courtney.
Yeah, and then get huge.
And get huge and become a an Australian unicorn enthusiast, and a totally underutilized character in Suicide Squad. Speaking of Suicide Squad, you don't read the comics, right?
No, I'm not going.
Can I spoil something for you?
Sure.
They killed Captain Boomerang in the comics.
Yeah, sounds right.
Not surprising. He's one of the original members of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, DC fucking does all kinds of stupid
Why
shit.
would you kill him? They also killed Tim Drake in the comics. Another Robin. Another one bites the dust. It must not be spring anymore. That Robin's gone. So, now it's just Damian Wayne and the girl Robin. I can't remember her name. Alright, so if I had a professional job, like I am a professional, and I have a job, but if I had a dream job, professional writer. Whether books, movies, speeches, newspaper articles, anything.
Ransom notes.
Huh? Yeah, I'm going to be a professional ransom note writer or treasure map writer for all the new Nicolas Cage National Treasure movies he's directing. But no, professional writer, I think. You wouldn't I guess you wouldn't think hearing me that I'm a smart person because I struggle sometimes but with words and I stutter a lot, but I think I'm pretty intelligent when it comes to writing and my stuff's pretty good, to toot my own horn. So we'll see. I know I'm working on a project now. Working on 3 projects now, but I'm really laser focused on this one project that I think is gonna. I think I have something good, Chuck.
Yeah.
I think I have something really good. I'm not gonna tell anybody until I finish it.
And my screenplay that I've been working on for 3 years and never finished.
Did you even start it? No.
Sort of.
Yeah, we had one sit down. You're like, Jim, I need you to help me with this. We had one sit down, and you gave me the plot, and that was it. Oh, good. So bonus questions, bonus rounds. We only did a couple top 5s, so I'm not going to hit you any more top 5s. If you could sit down and have dinner with anybody who's dead, who would you be?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins? Bobby Haas?
No, honestly, to be honest, my grandpa.
Yeah. Well, besides your grandpa,
No.
because you have eaten dinner with him. Think of like somebody famous. Would it be like JFK or
Jack Kirby?
Jack Kirby? Nice. Get into his mind.
Yeah, because I wanted to meet Stan Lee. I do Jack Kirby too. Cause
yeah, that'd be awesome if you got to meet them both.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they're peanut butter and jelly.
A lot of people don't look at Jack Kirby that way, but I do. So
no, I've expressed my frustration in the fact that Jack Kirby is much more of a background player to Stan Lee, and without Jack Kirby, Stan Lee's not Stan Lee, and I think vice versa. Without Stan Lee, Jack Kirby's not Jack Kirby. So I think it's kind of like the way DC treated the Superman creators. Kind of put them in the background. They didn't get a lot of credit. All right, so I would pick John Denver. So me and my dad can sit down and eat dinner with him.
That's cool.
He's more of my dad's hero, so I want to meet him. But I'd like to sit down and eat dinner with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I think a little more of the counseling aspect of me would come out and find out why he didn't talk about his depression and shit like that. And maybe I could have saved him if I was his friend. But he wouldn't answer my phone calls. God damn it. So we're going to do the last 2. I got a couple, actually. If you could pick a movie franchise to take over, any movie franchise, could comic book, could be Bridget Jones movie franchise, to take over and be the spear runner, or head runner, what would you... Is it Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would...
Could you imagine?
Oh my god.
You'd have a nerdgasm every day, just waking up.
I would just walk around with this huge boner.
I feel like you'd walk around in like a different Star Wars character onesie every day on set. Be like, this is what I want you to do. I am Jabba the Hutt now. We're doing a Jabba the Hutt solo movie. I don't care if no one watches it. We made $1 billion last year, and I can make this movie. You're gonna have like Boba Fett spin-off movies. You're gonna have Princess Leia spin-off movies. Greedos. Oh my god, dude, that'd be the shortest movie ever. It'd be like 5 minutes. Like, oh, you're dead. You're dead. It would be from birth to death. 20 minutes. I imagine they hatch pretty quick. Those Greedo man. I think honestly, if I could pick a movie franchise to take over, it would probably be the Indiana Jones franchise, because it's getting to the point that I think the last Indiana Jones movie that they're going to put out is going to be a tease. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna love it, I think, but I'm gonna be like, I want more. And Harrison Ford's not gonna last that much longer to do it. So I think that's where I would usher it in. Like, Indiana has a son.
That's not Shia LaBeouf.
That's Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt, or like somebody like along those lines. Not Jason Statham, God no. But like, I think like a Chris Pratt, or maybe the guy that you wanted to play young Han Solo, that was in that movie that
Adeline movie.
Yeah, Age of Adeline. Like, have him in it. I think like maybe that would be good. But
well,
I would take over that.
I mean, it is feasible because yes, he had a kid with the girl from the first one.
Yeah, so it could absolutely be Chris Pratt 30 years later.
But not only that, you think about it, he was a womanizer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He could have bastards all over. Yeah. He's like Robert Baratheon.
And that's the thing. There was Kate Capshaw in the second one, and Alison Doty in the third one. So he could have had kids.
Oh my God! What if it was like the lineage? Like, this is the if I took over like the last movie, he's traveling. He has like, for some reason he has to go back to all the places that he started, right? Besides the this last one where there were aliens. Forget that happened. But he has to go back to where everything started to retrieve pieces of his history, not just of history, of his history, and that's where he runs into his sons, and not like, oh, join me, son. I haven't seen you in 30 years.
You know what they would do? They would make it a girl.
Yeah, it'd be Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Kentucky Jones, man, I'd be so upset. But I think Indiana Jones would be something that I'd like to take over. I also would like to take over the Underworld franchise. And go back and get rid of some of the shit movies that they put out, because I think this new one, Blood Wars, looks pretty dope. You seen trailer for it?
Yeah, the first two were really good.
Did not realize Theo James was in it.
Yeah, he was in the last one.
See, I didn't see the last one.
Okay.
But I do like, what's his name? Kevin Garreau.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the Rhode Island Comic Con.
He wrote it.
Yeah, I know.
You know he's like a physicist?
Yeah.
Like a chemist.
Do you also know that he wrote I, Frankenstein?
Yep.
Do you also know that movie was terrible?
You also knew he was in Planet of the Apes.
Did you also know that he wrote Jupiter Ascending?
He did not.
No, he didn't. But he was in Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Who did he play?
One of the background apes.
Okay. That sucks. Put him in the forefront. Maybe, dude, Marvel should get him.
He was the one...
Mostly the orangutan, wasn't he?
No, he had that voice when Mark Wahlberg was...
Oh.
And he was like, get off me, you filthy human.
Oh, okay. I thought it was more of like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Not the Marky Mark Planet of the Apes. Oh, it would have been great in, like, just going back in that movie, like, Mark Wahlberg's walking through the city and, like, one of the apes discover, like, an old radio and Good Vibrations is playing. Like, could you imagine that? Oh, that would piss him off. But are you glad that Mark Wahlberg hasn't been offered a Marvel role?
I don't mind him as an actor.
No, I like his funny stuff. I'm not going to go see Deepwater Horizon. But I like his funny stuff. I was talking yesterday to one of my coworkers, and he said that he's on board with me, thinking that Nova should be Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Like, get with it, Marvel. Put him in a fucking role. My God, we're DC. Somebody snatch him up. So you got two lineups. We got the Justice League and we got the Avengers. Mm-hmm. Pick your all-time Justice League and Avengers lineups.
How many in each?
As many as you want. You can stop whenever you want to. I'm not gonna.
All right.
You want me to give you a guideline?
Yeah.
6.
All right. Avengers.
Okay.
Daredevil.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Villains or?
Yeah, I don't care.
Venom.
Okay.
Because he was...
Agent Venom?
Yeah, it was maybe Agent Venom. Wolverine.
Okay.
Am I at 4?
You're at 4. Get 2 more.
Put the original Cap in there.
Okay.
And, Drax.
And Drax, okay. I would have Cap. I'd have Iron Man. I'd keep the main 4. Cap, Iron Man, Thor,
Hulk.
And Hulk. Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very... if the women are listening, they're probably going to be upset that we didn't pick, like, Scarlet Witch, or... Even though Scarlet Witch is badass shit.
Yeah.
But she would be my 7th. I'll go first for Justice League. So I would have Shazam, Batman, Green Arrow, The Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. That's my 6.
I'd have Batman.
Okay.
Green Arrow.
Okay.
Nightwing.
Ooh, sidekicking it up. Okay.
That's 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Green Lantern.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Arm Fall Off Boy.
Oh my God! You had to throw him in there. Son of a bitch. All right, so he really makes your team.
Arm Fall Off Boy. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think my team will kill your team.
I've been waiting to get him in.
Do you know neither one of us picked Superman?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I think that speaks to our thoughts on Superman for sure. Well, Chuck, that's been to get to know the geeks. We won't open the geek gallery today because I feel like we've just let everybody into it.
Yeah.
So last time I gotta plug ourselves. So follow us on Instagram, which is active_geek_productions. On Twitter, we are activegeek_. On Facebook, we are Active Geek. On SoundCloud, we are the Active Geek Podcast via the Active Geek Productions. And on iTunes, we are Active Geek Podcast as well. Subscribe, like, review, rate, follow, tweet, poke, I don't give a fuck, do anything you want. And continue to listen to us. We got some good stuff coming out for the remainder of the year. Working on getting some guests and, enjoy.